Hey everyone, I wanted to make kind of a K1 build update after 2 months of ownership. So I bought this K1 around October and I did no research, know exactly what I wanted. So I decided to delve into the K1. I wanted something that was high temp and was capable of doing engineering prototypes with Clipper, fully enabled. So this is rooted. To start off with the outside, these are 270-degree hinges printed in PETCF. They've been properly assembled with a full pin and everything like that, with a 50 or 55 millimeter long M3 screw. Oops. So moving on to the bottom, I've got hula feet on all four corners. These are actually printed in PETCF as well. I ran out of PETG, so I wasn't able to print that. So moving on to the inside of the printer, I have a hygrometer. So these will measure the temperature and humidity of the internal chamber. These are capable of 110 degrees Celsius, so these are high temperature rated. This is a BCJ linear rail gantry. These are printed in ABS-GF 25. These have a really high belt tension as well. Moving on to the tool head itself, it's got a Eiger from Printables for the K1. It's also for the BCJ linear rail gantry. This is printed in PETCF, as well as the 360-degree duct. Those two have been annealed. I've got a CHCB OT with a Fadis silicon carbide nozzle in 0.4 millimeters. I've had no issues printing abrasives or any clogging whatsoever. The back, I've got a block-off plate, and these Kraken motors currently have single heat sinks. I'll be adding more heat sinks on the internal in the near future with some fans. The Z motor has a heat sink as well. And then moving on to the right side, the bed has not been modified currently. This is my CWT space pack. I designed this as a filtration unit for VOCs. So this is an all-in-one solution for VOCs. It's got a HEPA 13 filter on the very top. It's also got activated charcoal on the very bottom. So all this does is slots right in, and that's easily replaceable. Make sure it's snug. The bottom, these are 4028 Sunon maglev fans. These suck in quite a bit of air, and this has an internal bracing on it. So we'll move on to the rest of the system. All it is just magnets, and then it's kind of friction fit in place. This is also printed in PETCF. So moving on to the outside, I've got a brace on this printer. So the brace was added on because these are acrylic panels. The acrylic is prone to warping and stuff like that, so I added a brace to kind of plateau the center portion of the acrylic panel and to prevent it from drooping on the inside. So that's why that brace is there. These have 12 millimeter screws that go from the outside in, and this works pretty well. So moving on to the filament dryer. This is a Sunlu S1. So this is a highly modified Sunlu S1. Typically the temperatures that this Sunlu S1 would get up to is about 55 degrees Celsius. Now, because there is a thermistor and a heater plate on the inside, I relocated the thermistor, so it's a lot further away. This filament dryer I've tested will actually go up to and exceed 70 degrees Celsius. It takes a very, very long time. However, it is definitely possible. I have foam all over, and including on top of the K1. There's foam on the top and the inside portion of the lid, as well as a carbon fiber plate. So what I've been doing recently is I have a carbon fiber plate. It's got some rubber feet on the inside. So basically, I take the build plate off after a print and I place it on top of the carbon fiber plate, and that thermal conductivity from the plate will actually cool it down just enough to where the print will not warp, and this will absorb a lot of the residual heat from the plate and allow me to pop off the print a lot easier. I don't typically let it cool down all the way, so this helps it cool down quite a bit quicker. Moving on to some other stuff that I've been working on. These are the Kraken heat sinks that I have to resize a little bit. I have to shave off a little bit more just to fit on the insides because of clearance on the K1. This is the BCJ Dragon toolhead carriage. I have this modified and I will be reprinting this soon. This is a 6AL4V titanium backer that I also plan on using. This will go to brace the X-axis a little bit more. And moving on, I've got another hygrometer here, some fans. This will be for the bed fan modification that I'll be designing here shortly. These are 4020s that I did state that I was going to put on the Krakens. However, these may get changed to something else. So moving on to the Hodden itself, I have a Fadus UHF with a titanium adapter plate. And I do need the standoffs and some other parts as well. But this is also the Ender 3 Neo ceramic heat break that goes on this whole system here that goes inside the Dragon carriage. So I'll be testing that out shortly. That'll allow me to go a lot higher temp, be able to print PHT, PPS, and stuff like that. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.